Welcome to But Frankly Pierce News. I'm Arthur Fairview. Here's what we're facing. We start by getting in a car and heading south.
Way down south, just across the border.
For the long expected announcement from other Florida man,
Perfect.
See, he can be trained.
Florida Governor Ron
Desensitize.
Desanitize.
DeSantis announced his candidacy for president, but it was less of a launch and more of a crash landing. The conversation was set to take place live on Twitter along with owner Elon Musk, but it began with 20 minutes of technical failures, long silences, and echoing microphones. Take a look.
Now it's quiet. We want to welcome you to this historic Twitter Spaces event and more broadly, a first in the history of social media. Tonight, I'm pleased to introduce two individuals who've done more to loosen the grip. Sorry about that. We've got so many people here.
So let's see.
So we just keep crashing, huh?
Well, it's certainly an incredible honor to have Governor DeSantis make this stark announcement.
The anti-woke governor of Florida did end up making the announcement, but it was truly an epic fail. However, it did make an impact.
Like a meteorite?
Did it make a big crater?
No, personal impact. But Frankly Pierce News has confirmed that a large group of drag performers in Florida are showing their support of Ron DeSantis by temporarily changing their stage names to Rhonda Santis.
Oh, brilliant.
Love it.
Work it, talent, own it. Go, girlfriend.
Next, we travel west to Texas, where in a historic vote Saturday, the Texas House of Representatives decided to impeach Republican State Attorney General Ken Paxton over allegations of illegal activities related to one of his political donors.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Donor in question is real estate investor Nate Paul, who contributed $25,000 to Paxton's 2018 campaign. Paul was being investigated by the FBI in 2020 when he asked Paxton to intervene in that probe.
Why does this sound familiar?
Paxton followed suit and circumvented his own agency's policies to hire an outside attorney to intervene and issue subpoenas to benefit Paul.
Yes, this does remind me of someone.
Investigators also found that Paxton forced his staff to rewrite an opinion on COVID-19 restrictions to benefit Paul.
Check the list of Paxton supporters.
Did anyone stand by this guy?
Well, as a matter of fact, minutes before the House started the impeachment procedures, the failed former president posted on social media that Paxton is a friend of his and that he would fight Republicans who allow the impeachment to proceed.
And there it is.
The resolution to impeach now goes to the Texas Senate, which will be tasked with setting up a trial and deciding whether to convict the Attorney General.
Sounds like normal procedure.
Pretty standard, really.
But there's a catch. One of the numerous charges is related to an alleged extramarital affair. And as fate would have it, one of the Texas senators deciding Paxton's fate is his wife.
Wait, what?
Yes. Texas State Senator Angela Paxton is his wife.
Seriously? You really can't make this stuff up.
Take my wife, please.
Next, we continue down the highway.
I would like,
You would
you?
if I may,
You may.
to take you on a strange journey.
How strange was it?
it?
Let's find out as we explore the world of the unlikely and bizarre with
The deuce, you say?
Norwegian government officials have warned residents to steer clear of a whale. No, not that whale.
Where did you last see the white whale?
No, not Moby Dick either. A friendly beluga whale that experts say may be a Russian spy has been swimming along the country's coastline.
Are you a Russian spy?
No, sir. I'm not Russian.
There's something fishy about this.
Not a fish, a whale.
The whale, nicknamed Valdimir, whose cheeky nickname is a combo of the Norwegian word Val for whale and current failing Russian President Vladimir Putin, was first spotted in 2019 wearing a specialized harness with mounts for an underwater camera. The harness was branded St. Petersburg leading experts to believe he was trained by the Russian Navy, fueling the theory that the fish may
It's
be.
not a fish. A whale is a marine mammal.
The whale may be a mole.
Did he just call it a mole? I thought it was a whale.
The suspected slippery secret agent popped up again recently in the densely populated area of Inner Oslo Fjord, where he had been following boats. Residents have been told to avoid contact with Valdemir for the safety of the animal, even though he's tame and used to being around people.
So we've been here all morning observing Valdemir, and he's gotten very close to propellers a couple of times, especially this ferry boat. Ferry boat's extremely dangerous, but there were a couple of speedboats here as well. It's just chance that he doesn't get hit. He has quite a bad gash, but these propellers are his biggest danger. See, these are all very well-meaning people. A lot of them want to get in the water with him, and it's dangerous for the people and it's dangerous for the whale.
As the Russian Navy has been known to train belugas to conduct military operations, the sightings have been taken with a bit of caution. Valdemir won't be captured by officials despite his possible ties to the country. His movements will, however, be monitored by marine officials. In a related story, orcas, or killer whales, have been attacking boats off the coast of Spain and Portugal near Gibraltar.
Orcas?
I've heard of rogue sperm whales attacking ships in the 19th century when they were hunted, but orcas?
What is being referred to as a vengeful killer whale is teaching gangs of orcas to attack yachts around Gibraltar and has already struck 3 boats, sinking 2 of them. Researchers believe that the female orca called White Gladys is seeking revenge after being traumatized by a collision with a boat or possibly being trapped in illegal fishing nets, something NOAA and organizations like Greenpeace and Ocean Alliance have been warning about for years.
Maybe now people will listen.
Now that the whales are taking matters into their own hands.
You mean fins?
Her attacks are now being copied by the rest of the nearby killer whale population, which has learned how to ram vessels from their ringleader. The matriarch is tutoring younger whales in the art of sinking boats, raising the prospect of future generations continuing the war on humans for years.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
He breaches!
The assaults have become increasingly frequent. The orcas approach from the stern and hit the rudder before losing interest once they have stopped the boat.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
And finally, a government official in India has been suspended from his job after he ordered a water reservoir to be drained so he could retrieve his smartphone,
You've got to be kidding me.
which he dropped while taking a selfie.
Please tell me this is your idea of a joke.
No joke. Food inspector Rajesh Biswas dropped his Samsung smartphone in Kurkata Dam in the central Indian state of Chhattisgarh last week. The Times of India newspaper reported Biswas was first asked local divers to jump into the reservoir to find the device, claiming it contained sensitive government data. But after the initial efforts to retrieve his smartphone failed, he asked for the reservoir to be emptied using diesel pumps.
So they just pumped the reservoir dry?
Did they at least save the water or use it?
No. Biswas told local media the water in the reservoir was unusable for irrigation and that he had received permission from a senior official to drain it. Smartphone was eventually retrieved, but wouldn't start because it was waterlogged.
Maybe he should have put it in a bag of rice.
Maybe you should have just bought a new phone.
Over 3 days, more than 2 million liters of water were pumped out of the reservoir, which, according to local media, is enough to irrigate at least 1,500 acres of land during India's scorching summer. In videos that went viral on social media, Biswas is seen sitting under a red umbrella as diesel pumps run to drain water from the reservoir.
All this over a cell phone?
Isn't this one of the signs of cell phone addiction?
Accidents or injury due to phone use. Absolutely. Along with lying about smartphone use, neglect or trouble completing duties,
Huh? What?
checking people's profiles repeatedly due to anxiety, working later to complete tasks, weak or non existent social life.
Okay.
isolation from loved ones, a feeling of lack of connection, angry or irritated if phone use is interrupted,
Got it.
Getting up at night to check a phone, reaching for the phone the moment they are alone or bored, phantom vibrations.
Right.
craving access to a smartphone or another device, fear of missing out.
Okay. We get it. Thank you.
Well, you asked.
Authorities later suspended Biswas after he widely criticized for wasting water resources. India is one of the most water-stressed countries, and extreme temperatures had led to severe water scarcity, causing crop losses, forest fires, and cuts to power.
Such a waste.
It has been 875 days since the January 6th attack on the Capitol and our democracy, and the failed former president has still not been indicted or charged with anything related to the insurrection. Watch this space. This has been But Frankly Pierce News. Thanks for watching. I'm Arthur Fairview. Would you get hip to this kindly tip and go take that California trip? Get your kicks on Route 66.
Thank you.